Alright guys, so today we're checking out the Letsure S12 planar magnetic IEMs. Now I personally prefer using wired devices when I'm listening to audio. Obviously this channel covers a lot of true wireless earbuds and the flexibility of those are great, but if you're at home, if you're sitting in front of your computer, or if you just have a phone that has a headphone jack, I really still think that wired is the way to go. So I was really intrigued about trying these because my experience with planar magnetic drivers is there's really no distortion no matter how loud you turn them up, and they just have a different sound overall compared to other types of drivers. So we're going to talk about all that. These do come in at 169 bucks, although right now on Amazon they're priced down to 135. And I'm going to go ahead and say this at the first of the video, there's a whole lot to love here, especially if you're into using wired IEMs or headphones. In fact, right now the planar magnetic IEMs seem to be like the hot thing with the audio community. I mean, I think it's just something new. I think they're really starting to figure out how to get planar magnetic drivers to really work well in IEMs. Now this specific pair has a custom 14.8 millimeter planar magnetic driver. Again, this cuts down on distortion, and really the overall design of the IEM itself, it's pretty simple. It has a smooth aluminum alloy body. There's not really a flashy design to this, and in fact, there's not even flashy colors that this is available in. It really comes in just gray or silver. So it's gray or grayer. I mean, it's very simple from a design standpoint, and I like this. It just doesn't draw a whole lot of attention. And then as far as anything that actually comes in the side of the box, you do get this really nice hard leather case. It zips closed, but when you unzip it, you can see that there's a pouch inside. And also, this pair comes with 3 different styles of ear tips. There's 2 different sets of silicone ear tips which have different sounds, and then there's also sets of foam ear tips as well. So if you prefer foam ear tips or silicone or whatever, it's nice that you have all of these options right inside the box. And then the only other thing that's included, because this is a wired device, it does come with a braided silver plated cable. Now it is using the dual pin connection, which is really common, so you may already have a cable that you like, but I think they did a very good job with the cable here. It is nice and thick. It has a silicone or plastic material around the outside. It has nice flexibility, so it's not a stiff cable, but it doesn't feel like really cheap and flimsy either. So they did a good job here. And then it does use a 3.5 millimeter connection. So again, you can plug this straight into a phone or a tablet or computer. I do wish though that it came with a 1/4 inch adapter for those people that are plugging these into like a home stereo unit or a DAC that's sitting at their PC. It just, again, a lot of people that use IEMs use 1/4 inch plugins, so it would have been nice to see this in the box, although I'm sure a lot of people already have these adapters. So that is one thing I wish that they added. And then really outside of that, it's kind of simple. There's not really much else to talk about because there's nothing else in the box. There's no features because this isn't a Bluetooth style design. This is just made for straight audio. And speaking of the audio, this pair is absolutely fantastic. Now, this isn't even just gauging it on the fact that it's under $200 and right now under $140. This is one of the best IEMs that I've heard under 500 bucks. In fact, one of my favorite pairs of IEMs is the Eco OH10s and the OH1s because of the bass that those has. And the S12s have bass that is on par and in fact slightly better than the Eco IEMs that were already my favorite. So me being a bass head, this is already something that just stood out right away. And I was also blown away by the fact that the mids on this pair sound very, very natural. Now it is boosted slightly just to kind of bring it a little bit more forward, but this is not an in-your-face mid. It's not like the singer's right here in front of you. It really does sound like the singers are mixed in well with the mix. It even does a very good job with acoustic instruments. I think they just did an excellent job with balancing the mids overall. But the treble on this pair, and again, I think because this is a bass heavy pair, I think they needed to go in this direction. The treble can get quite bright, especially if you're gonna listen to these at louder volumes. So the crashing of cymbals or S's and things like that, If you're listening at a loud volume, you are going to hit that sibilance sound every now and then. Now, this isn't something that happened all the time, but generally I like listening to music loud at times, and I notice with this, there is a sibilant sound, but again, because this is a boomy, bass-heavy sound, that nice, bright, clean, sharp treble is just kind of welcomed at this point. I don't think that it leans towards one thing more than the other. I think they notice that, all right, we want this to be boomy, but it has to be bright at the same time. And so it is just a very well balanced, but not flat style IEM. If you are somebody that wants that reference style, or you just want something to kind of sound true to its source, that's not what this IEM is. This is a fun IEM to listen to. And throughout my testing and going from like metal to pop to hip hop to classical to country to easy listening, this just nails all genres. It doesn't fall flat in any of them. It doesn't go to hip hop and then have that bass just destroy everything else. And then it doesn't go to metal and let the double bass of the drums just kind of like clutter everything up. Now, I will say one other thing that I wish was maybe done a little bit differently is this pair is not the most open sounding IEM that I've tested. It does have a good amount of space. I do think that it does a really good job of making it where you can tell where sounds are coming from. It's just not pushed back as far. Now, it doesn't have that, you know, where it sounds like two speakers are right here in front of you, but I have tested some IEMs that have some really good airiness and space to them, where this pair is kind of teetering along that medium to large size room. I have heard some that give you that very open concert hall type sound, and this is not what this pair does. It does allow a little bit of space, but it's trying to punch you hard with the bass, and it's trying to like give you very good sharp details, and it excels with all of that. So really my overall opinion is, if you're somebody looking for a flat sound, just go elsewhere. This is not what this pair is. But really, from a sound aspect, this is one of the best IEMs that you're gonna hear under 500 bucks, especially if you're looking for that dynamic sound. If you just like to listen to music for fun, this checks off a lot of boxes. And not only is it good for music, this is an incredible pair for movies and gaming. So if you do have a mobile device that has a headphone jack, this is the way to go instead of using a pair of true wireless earbuds, because you don't have to worry about lag no matter what you're using. So this right now would probably be the highest recommendation I have for a pair of IEMs if you're not looking to spend over a couple of $100. And the fact that right now they're marked down to 135, I think makes these an absolute steal. But guys, that's my video on the Litesure S12 planar magnetic IEMs. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.